Hello, welcome back to FC Barcelona Central. I am your host, Pedro, and by now you know what that means. It's time to deep dive into everything happening with our beloved club. You're watching this right after our second preseason game against FC Seoul, so stick around because the very next video will be a full breakdown of that match. If you bleed Barcelona like I do, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to join our global community. So let's get into the latest. Okay, cool. Let's kick off with some major statement that puts to end some of the summer's biggest transfer rumors. Despite his name being one of the most frequently mentioned as a potential big sale this summer, Hansi Flick yesterday in a press conference decisively put end to this rumor. Ronald Araujo will stay at Barcelona. He is very important and a valuable asset for the coach. It's worth remembering that our Uruguayan center back included a reduced clause on his renewal last January, making his transfer price more affordable of 65 million euros from July 1st to July 15th. Offers were temptations, but were not lacking for the Uruguayan, but he decided to ignore them, especially due to the feedback he received from both Flick and the club sporting department. As we said, Flick was very empathetic in the press conference with the media at Barca Hotel in Seoul ahead of the match against FC Seoul. When they were asking him about Ronald Araujo, he responded, "Araujo, why should he leave? There are many rumors about many players, including Araujo, but I have no news." He then expanded on his general analysis of the squad. He said that he has a great team with a lot of quality. All positions are double, and in some cases, we even have 3 players for the same positions. It is not easy to manage, of course, but he is happy. One of the key triggers for Flick was prioritizing keeping Ronald Araujo in the squad was the non-arrival of Jonathan Tah, the center back whose contract ended with Bayer Leverkusen because was expiring. Obviously, ultimately, he moved to Bayern Munich on a free transfer despite of Barca interest for so many months. There were approaches and the player gave the okay to the Blaugrana, but the Bavarian club has happened later with Luis Diaz put more money in the table and Jonathan Tah slip away. Then Araujo's continuity became top priority for Flick. The Uruguayan represent a completely different profile from Iñigo Martinez and Pau Cubarsí has to offer. He's more physical, more powerful, and more able of covering behind the defensive line. For the German coach, it is essential to have different options for the center or his defense, depending on the opponent or specific game situations. That's why Ronald became untouchable for the coach, both for Flick and for Deco and the sporting management as a whole. This is why the German coach publicly defended him so strongly, and why the Blaugrana sporting director also vigorously defended Araujo in various interviews in the recent weeks. It is true that the Uruguayan needs to refine certain aspects and minimize errors. Now remember, he was one of those players who got singled out on the second leg in Inter Milan in the semifinals of the UEFA Champions League. He let that one goal be scored at the very, very end of the match. It pains me to think about that. It's like the second year in a row that this happens. I think maybe he might have skipped 1 year. But Gundogan also mentioned something about him. But whatever. He definitely has a place in the squad and is pretty secure. If Hansi Flick likes him, you know what? Whatever Hansi Flick wants, he will get. Now, continuing with Hansi Flick's statements to the media, the German coach touched on other matters and individual names. He referred, for example, to the overbooking of some positions. Regarding on one of the preseason breakout stars so far, Dro Fernandez, the German coach commented he's already training with us at the end of last season, which is why he's here. He's a great talent, and once again, La Masia has done a fantastic job, not just for the goal, but also how he connects with the ball. He has to improve, of course. In the midfield, there's a lot of quality, but it's not easy to play there. Not just for him, but also for the rest of the players. High praises for a very really young player. He's only 17. And about Marcus Rashford arrival, Flick commented that Marcus is a great player. He has followed him for many years since he started his career in Manchester United. He has a lot of quality, and we hope that he can show this with this team. Flick concluded by outlining the objective for the upcoming season. It will be a tough season, he said, but we approach it positively. We have improved the quality of the team, but it will be a long season, of course. We look at ourselves and we want to win titles, the same as last season, and the same objective. We are going to try to win every match. As always, the bar has been set pretty high for the Blaugrana squad, who will be seeking absolute perfection, which I love that. I love that from Hansi Flick. Now, moving to the attacking line here, because I have some updates about Robert Lewandowski. It's clear that this season he has the only intention to continue wearing the Blaugrana shirt. This has been confirmed by journalist Thomas Waldarczyk, one of the most well-connected reporters with the player's inner circle. According to the information coming from Poland, the striker is not considering leaving the Blaugrana club this transfer window. On his personal X account, formerly known as Twitter, Waldarczyk was empathetic, saying that Lewandowski has no intention of leaving Barcelona. He is happy and ready for the new season, eager to complete the final year of his contract, and then, of course, they will be offered from the Saudi Arabia Professional League. This statement, given by the journalist's good relationship with the player and his entourage, definitely closed the door of any immediate exit case scenario. Now, at 36-year-old, Lewandowski will turn 37 at the start of the Liga. He faces what will be the fourth and final year of his contract with Barcelona, the club that he joined in the summer of 2022 from Bayern Munich for 45 million. In his 3 seasons, he has been the top scorer and a key figure in the dressing room, both in his performance and his experience. Regarding the future, Waldarczyk commented his intention is to fulfill his contract until June 2026 and not open any doors prematurely. Saudi Arabia already tried signing him in the previous window, and that is obviously not a secret. When his link in Barcelona ends, they could come back with a proposal much higher than what they offered in Europe at his age. This season for the Pole will remain the best paid player in the squad. This is not counting the variables of agreements that Lamine Yamal has of his contract, which as of now, I think if my calculations are correct in my research, is that he will have a gross salary of 26 million euros, 6 million less than last season. For the Catalan club, however, they do not believe that there will be any movement indicating a desire to force any departure at all. As I reported before, the sporting management is indeed attentive of any market situation to offload players who are not considered starters in a maneuver to help line the squad for Hansi Flick and generate income, as well to be able to rebalance and get back to the 1-1 fair play rule. And now, a true revelation for this preseason so far is the one of Rooney Bargi. He has landed perfectly at FC Barcelona. The Swedish winger signing was unexpected, but in his first day as a Blaugrana, he's exceeding all expectations. The young talent from Copenhagen always has a smile on his face and a great predisposition to be integrated with the team and learn. He has found a place in the locker room and won over the fans in record time. No less important of his poor performances on the pitch, he's also exceeding. The Kuwait-born player confirmed the good vibe in his first day as a Culé in his debut against Vissel Kobe. Bargi scored a fantastic goal that made it 2-1, but he also showed great activity and composure, which is a positive considering the potential nerve in a debut, for a Barcelona player. Moreover, the 19-year-old talent is already one of the standouts in Hansi Flick's first training sessions after the summer break. This is interesting because Rooney Bargi appeared on every single photo of the winning team that the club shared after different preparation sessions, which alerted the Culés fans, who definitely dissect everything, about the level of the new attacking incorporation. However, this incredible streak was broken this Wednesday in the training session in South Korea, where Bargi did not appear in the snapshot of the winning team of the mini-match. Though this is understanding because if you see the pictures, the members of that group is Joan Garcia, Koundé, Araujo, Iñigo Martinez, Valdez, De Jong, Pedri, Dani Olmo, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski. They were the winner. Despite his language barrier, because he's fluent in English and is still learning Spanish, Bargi hasn't had too many problems integrating with the team. In his first day as a culé, he's been seen interacting with the young players in the dressing room and also with the veterans like Robert Lewandowski, who he went sightseeing the Japanese city of Kyoto a few days ago. Furthermore, the Sweden has also won over the fans. He started on the right foot when his signing was confirmed, and he published different images of him as a child wearing the Blaugrana shirt. Already on the tour upon his arrival in Korea, he was one of the players who showed the most enthusiasm and closeness to a large crowd of fans waiting for the Catalan club. What an exciting prospect. Hopefully he can continue this trajectory and he can stay with the first team because he will be an amazing backup for Lamine Yamal. And I want to speak a little bit about the behind the scene work that's happening. Our sporting director, Anderson de Sousa Deco, initially did not travel with the expedition to Asia on July 25th. Although the Barca initially commented internally that he will be with the directors and the squad on the charter flight to Japan. The Blaugrana sporting director ultimately did not board the plane, and he stayed in his office in Ciudad Esportiva Joe Gamper, trying to advance some of the several open files on his desk. At the top of the priorities, above all, is the issue of departure. The club needs to continue generating income to balance the fair play and process pending players registration. Now, Hector Ford and Jan Virgil are the two names on the table that the former Blaugrana player is working, with Mallorca being one of the main suitors. Also, Iñaki Peña, who is currently in Korea, knows he's not in Flick's plan and must find a new destination. Iñaki Peña and Oriol Romeo are currently in the freezer. The Alicante-born goalkeeper contract ends in 2026, and for now, there's no agreement between Barca and for his departure. Another player who did not travel to Asia but is also waiting a resolution for his future is Oriol Romeo. The player is attending training session every day at Ciudad Esportiva, and he still has a contract with FC Barcelona also until 2026. Deco has finally traveled to South Korea on his own, and he will land today to meet with Laporta and the board of directors, and logically with Hansi Flick. The sporting director took a regular flight from Barcelona with a layover in China. This is kind of surprising, this decision, because given the expedition will return back to Barcelona Monday after the third preseason match. He will not meet with Rafa Juste, who returned from Asia a few days ago. The Barca vice president, who is reportedly negotiating to becoming the new CEO of Al Nassr, was supposed to meet with Deco in Barcelona. This Wednesday, he attended Barca Athletic a friendly match, and Deco was also been seen meeting with the agents and lawyers of Joan Garcia, further highlighting his busy schedule, and it seems that Deco is leaving no stone unturned in this crucial transfer period. Whew, guys, what a show. From Ronald Araujo's confirmed stay and Flick's strong words to the promising emerging of Rooney Bargi, and also the clarity of Robert Lewandowski's future and Deco's relentless work in the transfer market. There's definitely no doubt that our club is in constant motion. Now, I want to know your opinions on Flick squad management and his emphasis on having multiple options. Are you excited about the potential of draw or Rooney Bargi? And what do you make of Deco's last minute trip to Korea? Please let me know your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. And for all breaking news and latest updates, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single update. Until next time, and Visca Barça!